prevent this war from happening? And what did Biden not do, or what did he fail at, that ultimately caused it to happen?
Watch Ben Shapiro literally dismantle this liberal's position concerning the war.
My next claim is the Israel-Hamas war would not have started under Donald Trump.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing okay, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. So I guess my first lead into this question is, can you tell me what did Trump do to potentially prevent this war from happening? And what did Biden not do, or what did he fail at, that ultimately caused it to happen?
Okay, sure. So the Trump administration, by drawing closer to Saudi Arabia, by attempting to broker the Abraham Accords and successfully doing so with a multiplicity of countries in the region, weakened Iran. He also weakened Iran by keeping massive sanctions in place, which really prevented them from spreading terror in the same sorts of ways that they did under the Obama administration or the Biden administration as well. The Trump administration was very clearly and obviously pro-Israel in a way that the Biden administration has not been. They've been a little bit more shaded on the issue.
In what ways?
So the United States, for example, acknowledging under Donald Trump that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel, continuation of military aid to Israel without any attempt to condition or slow walk. Joe Biden, from the very beginning of the war, was basically attempting to slow walk or condition aid based on certain things that were happening in the war. This sort of stuff, and the preview of that sort of stuff before October 7th, distance that was drawn between the Israeli government and the American government leads opponents of Israel to believe that the United States is not going to be in their corner, and that leads to
Do you
greater
think that the
conflict.
United States has, in any way, shape, or form, not shown that they are not in support of Israel? I mean, one of Kamala Harris's talking points, every time she starts is that she believes that Israel has the right to defend itself.
I mean, so just this week, the Biden administration put forward an open threat to embargo arms to Israel. Earlier this year,
Because
there was
of
an actual
why?
embargo against Israel.
Because of why?
Well, I mean, they're claiming that it's because of lack of humanitarian aid in the northern Gaza
Yes.
Strip.
Genocide.
That can be their claim. I don't actually. Okay. Anybody who claims that there's a genocide going on in the Gaza Strip does not understand the definition of the word genocide.
Don't tell me, what's the definition of genocide?
A systematic destruction of every member of a population.
Is Israel a system?
But no.
Are they on their way to completing and fulfilling a genocide?
No, there are two
potentially, if they kept on going the same way that they're doing, could they completely eradicate
Israel has
the Gaza Strip?
Israel has the military capacity to do that, and they have certainly not done that. And the reason I can say
But
they have
they're
not
on
done
their
that
way.
is in you know how long it would take them at the current rate to do that, especially given the fact that they are completely targeting terrorists.
Are they completely targeting terrorists? Are children terrorists? Are the children the dead babies?
targeting
the kids?
civilian collateral damage is not the same thing as targeting civilians.
But is that not a byproduct of genocide?
No, that is not. Genocide is where you systematically destroy a population specifically because you wish to kill the civilian population. That is it.
He's right. That's not very pro-life.
Well, it turns out that Hamas is not pro-life when they hide behind children and women.
And neither is Israel when they drop bombs and nukes on Palestinian villages and families.
Are you suggesting that Israel is using nuclear weapons?
Is a bomb automatically nuclear?
No,
Y'all tell me.
not even remotely.
So that's what I said, a bomb.
and a nuke. Okay, Israel uses as small munitions as possible to target specific terrorists. Okay, they do this using drone technology. They have to go through 4 layers of legal before any strike is actually approved by the upper layers of the Israeli government. I've seen this actual process in action. I've seen the actual footage at Palmachim Air Force Base in which Israel goes through the process and shows exactly how they have to go through multiple legal steps in order to green light a hit on a terrorist. And they have they've released footage of this, them calling off particular strikes if they believe that the minimal amount of civilian casualty damage cannot be maintained.
Okay.
So the basic idea, again, what you're talking about here is a population of 2 million Palestinians who are living in the Gaza Strip. The total number of war dead at this point, according to best available statistics, is somewhere between 30,000 and 40,000 dead.
Okay.
That is not a genocide. It is a horrible, horrible war with horrible human casualties. That is not a genocide.
To your
Definitionally, it is
definition,
not.
which I will have to disagree with. But that brings me to my next question.
Name a war that isn't a genocide by your definition.
One that isn't a genocide?
Yes.
There's plenty of genocides. They've happened.
I mean,
I don't know what your point is.
My point is that you don't seem to be distinguishing between the definition of a war and the definition of a genocide.
Well,
You're saying that if mass casualties happen, it is necessarily a genocide. I'm saying that is not true.
Got you.
I honestly don't know what to think about this war because I know people are dying. I know Israel is shooting and bombing individuals and taking out terrorists, but also taking out children. And as someone who is a Christian who is called to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, I don't know what I think about Israel attacking other people. Because at the end of the day, I believe God is going to protect Israel or he's not. I don't think Israel can try and do God's job in that sense. But I also know that Israel is not serving Jesus Christ. And sometimes you Christians out there think that Jews are saved because they're Jews. If that's the case, Paul would have never preached to the Jewish people because they were already Jews. They were already saved, quote unquote. But the reality is, if you don't have Yeshua, if you have not given your life to the Messiah, whether you're Jew or not, you are on the way to destruction. You're on the way to judgment if you reject the Son of God. That's not me being racist, that's just me being real. But on the topic of the war, yes, Ben Shapiro hit it on the head. War always has casualties. Children are going to die during war. And I love the questions Ben is bringing up here. He's saying, look, what war would you say was not a genocide based on your definitions? Because the truth is, that's what happens in war. If Israel wanted to decimate the people of the Gaza Strip, they would have already done it and not worry so much about the children and the people. But it seems like Hamas soldiers are hiding behind the women and children and utilizing them as shields. So who are the evil people here then? Is it Israel or is it Hamas who's hiding behind little children? Again, guys, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know what to say about war. I can understand if you're trying to defend your home. I can try to understand if you're trying to defend your country. But I guess the question is, should Israel leave its country's borders to attack these terrorists in other countries? But again, Israel is so tiny. I mean, look how tiny Israel is compared to the Middle East. Pretty tiny. I mean, the Middle East could just sit on Israel, it looks like. Right? Just squashed it like a little bug. So again, very different circumstance. If I had an apartment in an apartment complex and everyone around me was evil trying to kill me, well then maybe I would leave the apartment to go attack. Or I'd ask God and say, Lord, what should I do? So again, super difficult situation, but I guess my point is in all of this is we need to know the facts at least. Don't call something a genocide when it's not a genocide. And that's one thing I love about Ben Shapiro is because he's all about the truth, it seems. He's all about the facts. He'll call you out if you're a Republican or a Democrat because he is after truth, and I respect that about him. May we do the same thing and not just be on some side because that's the side you're supposed to be on. May we pursue truth and declare that truth until Jesus comes back. God bless you.